contract and the protection in schooling, you begin discussing how I was accumulating cash. Chris, definitely do you or your family have any abroad duty shields, my young ladies? You can express that specific things have been given to them, yet it takes a ton of work. It's not unexpected information that the card jetters didn't advance toward the top by doing things the correct way. Nobody was ready for the rich group mom to approach and uncover every one of the evil acts. Yes, Kris Jenner has confessed about her children tax evasion ways. Kris Jenner, as of late, showed up on James Corden's Late Show, where she was found out of charges that she and her kids were engaged with an illegal tax avoidance claim were valid. Kris, no doubt do you or your family have any abroad duty covers? Applause. No, she may not about splendid said okay. But rather after her secretive laugh, is some other confirmation truly essential now for nearly admission, a proof when her disappointments had thought a ton madly bounty criticism on the off chance that she would have chuckled a little harder. She would be going to prison at this moment, yet Kanye West, Kim Kardashian's better half, has been indicating for a really long time that the Kardashians are a phony family, and Kris confirmation basically stokes the fire. He made sense of why all through their marriage he and his ex kept their funds totally different. I've been attempting to purchase my own bank for the longest, and afterward we sorted out some way to get my own bank. It resembles 50 million, 75 million. So I'm going to purchase my own bank, as there was no property to gap or obligations to take care of. The separation went off effortlessly. I'm glad for Kanye. While having separate resources demonstrates nothing, it recommends that even Kanye have little to no faith in Kim. Everything of this family's sketchy monetary dealings might have been known to him, that as well as he referenced the time the expense division mentioned a clarification for his resources, and he was nearly sued for his anticipating charge installments, perhaps suggesting the way that his better half was answerable for this, despite the fact that he was totally ignorant about it. Around 50 million bucks presently. I'm going to various CFOs like, okay, so would this be duty? And that wasn't the main time Kim was associated with obscure monetary exchanges. She has an extended history of being engaged with comparatively terrible exercises. She filled in as a storeroom collaborator for a few celebrities like Paris Hilton, Serena Williams, and Brandy, before she turned into a fruitful financial specialist. Randy's mom has long kept up with that. Kim took cash from her girl. Kim seems to have made unapproved buys utilizing liquors. Visa Cognex's mother, Sanja Norwood, sued the Kardashians and furthermore chose to openly disgrace them. The claim guarantees that more than $120,000 was charged to American Express and demands that the first sum, in addition to 10 premium, be returned. Her court declaration, incorporated the accompanying examination, has uncovered that the Kardashians utilized their 2 stores and different stores that I have never visited to make the most of me. I particularly anticipate having the Kardashians represent their wrongdoing in an official courtroom. The prosecution couldn't be halted. Obviously, the Kardashians are specialists at one thing, disregarding the law and pulling off it. This provoked Norwood to add, when the fake charges were drawn out into the open, they were sorry plentifully, and prompted us through their lawyers that they would cover the obligation anyway. The occurrence reneged on that guarantee. That case was one of only a handful of exceptional against the Kardashians that became famous online. After that, allies started making presumptions and reaching determinations. An ally tweeted, Kim Kardashian is a hoodlum. Most importantly, she took from Cognac BMJ, took from dark culture, took from Maryland, take a retreating for distinction, taking. She will be spruced up as Sovereign Elizabethia 1 week from now, and call it a recognition. The truth about the California People Group Church, which Kris Jenner established, is one more fascinating disclosure to emerge from the illegal tax avoidance embarrassment. Supposedly, the Kardashian jetters view Kris Jenner and her congregation 300 as just an assessment derivation, despite the fact that we have a universal knowledge of the Kardashians because of staying aware of the Kardashians. We had no clue about that they were sufficiently strict to fabricate a congregation. Seldom have we heard any of the Kardashians or liberal discussion about their confidence. Their requests before dinners are the main sign that they are sincere Christians. So be it, so be it. Music, regardless, it is feasible for individuals to adjust their perspectives. Currently, here's the obscure part. Under IRS rules, chapels need to pay no duties at any degree of government. The way that 300 was associated with an expense issue in its initial years is particularly dubious, given that some pay from strict associations might in any case be responsible to burden for things like finance consumptions. As per the Book of Scriptures, 10 of one's pay ought to be attached back to the nearby church. Is it an occurrence that Kris Jenner gets a 10 portion of her children cash? Kris uninhibitedly recognizes her situation as true family chief. She is consequently qualified for a piece of her kid's legacy. In a new meeting, she affirmed as much. When asked, you instituted the term momager oak, and you've said that you're the family president, right? I am okay. And you're paid a 10 supervisor's charge on the net pay from your family's arrangements. That is very great, Kris. Well, you know, when we began cooperating, there was no conventional arrangement. Fans went totally crazy subsequent to learning reality. With regards to Kris' congregation, rankled ally tweets Kris Jenner in a real sense made a phony church as a tax evasion plan. And all of you can't help thinking about why Christian virtuoso, very rich person Kanye West doesn't need his youngsters continuing in the Kardashian strides. Another said, until Kris Church came to be, I'd never heard of individuals charging an enrollment charge, or even that individuals had to pay 10 of their pay. You're not the only one, young ladies. She further adds, now we have a term for the 10 commitments that the Christians paid times, yet a congregation doesn't compel that truth be told at this point. We can't limit Mama Dearest knowledge. Possibly it has, from the very start, worked in the most stupendous way, delivering abundance that has empowered even her people in the future to reside luxuriously. Wait, assuming you expect the family's background of misdirection was over, you were enormously mixed up. Practically Kris kids have been all blamed for unscrupulous way of behaving, including counterfeiting, fabrication, cheating, and robbery. Hailey and Khloe have been blamed for ripping off neighborhood dark creators and charging exploitative rates for their knockoffs. Anyway, you must make a buck. Kylie Jenner delivered a questionable assortment that many found hostile to their way of life, significantly seriously harming the New York-based name. Stopped. New York City has emerged to blame Kylie for stealing its plans. Not interestingly, this year in January, UK fashioner Jasper Cunningham blamed Kylie for ripping off her shirt plan. Likewise, 50% individuals at the U.S. couldn't bear the cost of the steadily expanding costs. In view of these issues, her crowd started to dismiss her items and offer remarks like, quit getting her items, issue silk. Everything focuses to the card. Jenner's natural longing to store up abundance at any expense. Their experience might assume a part in their activities, which is one likely clarification. Kris Jenner's meetings have frequently shown the sorts of troubles she got through not long after her marriage. She states that she grew up unfortunate, which is conceivable given the size of her family. Thus, she set off to track down ways for her, as well as her youngsters, to bring in cash. It seems like one of the allies has offered something that many individuals can connect with. Kris Jenner never botches a chance for certain dollars. You expressed it in a monetarily choked dynamic setting. Achievement isn't not difficult to accomplish. That is the reason it's so natural to see the reason why she's so satisfied with her children's accomplishments. She once remarked when gotten some information about her children in a meeting, my young ladies, you can express that specific things have been given to them. However, it takes a ton of work to do what they're all doing. That promotes our conviction that Kris family is roused exclusively by monetary profit, and that they are willing to turn to any means legitimate, or in any case to accomplish their objectives. Cash ain't everything, except it's not definitely yet. It's not yet, it is nevertheless, it's not always. It's hence not stunning that they have been participated in tax evasion. And accumulating now comes the essential subsequent question, what occurs next? Because of the way that numerous who have been following this instance of supposed tax evasion wish for a finish to such underhanded practices, the proof is there. And they've even let it out the general population is interested concerning what policing have made arrangements for the Kardashians, that as well as have conveyed their desires by saying when will the whole family at last be dropped one or posted on Twitter, can hardly trust that Kris Jenner will go to prison for charge extortion. We couldn't say whether the Kardashians will prevail with regards to pulling off one more intricate trick, yet it's conceivable, after all, that is where their mastery untruths. And that is all there is to it for the present. Until next time, bye.